Hey guys, what's going on? Brian back with another video, and today we'll be going over the patch notes for update 21. So sit back and I hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, guys. So the big reveal here tonight was the ability to access our survivors' inventories. So no longer do you guys have to swap characters or switch over to another character, like to drop something or to get a gun off them. You can literally walk up and just access their inventory. You can take stuff out their inventory, drop stuff from their inventory. You could swap guns. So I know for someone like me, I use like characters on base defense and stuff. Sometimes I want to give somebody a 50 cal, but then you got to go drop it in in the box. You got to go over, swap to the other character, take it back out. So no longer do you got to do that. You can also heal them from their inventory. So if somebody takes damage while you're out, and about, you can literally just go in their inventory and give them health items. So this is a really, really, really good change, guys. I know a lot of us are gonna really like this. It You still have the ability to give rocks and all that stuff. It's all done through this menu now. The next big change, guys, and this is really cool too. This has been a long time coming. They finally nerfed the hostile humans. Um, they made them less accurate from far range, so no longer can they snipe you from 100 meters away with a pistol. That's no longer a thing. They will miss their first 1 to 4 shots depending on difficulty. They said as the difficulty goes up, green zone, nightmare zone, dread zone, all that stuff, that the amount of shots it takes before they actually get on target and start hitting you, can range anywhere from 1 to 4. So I'll obviously take it higher difficulty is going to be around 1 shot. So they'll miss 1 shot and then they're going to start hitting you. So now you don't have to worry about just getting insta killed. You at least got a single shot before to know to take cover that you're being shot at. They can no longer kill you without you being in fight for life. So there's no more 1 shot where they can just one tap you and you just drop dead. There's no fight for life. There's no anything that used to actually be a thing. You just get one tapped. I know a lot of you guys have probably experienced this. So that's now gone. You'll just be put in a fight for life and then they have to kill you from that point. And this is probably the best change, is they made it now so they take more damage from headshots, more consistent damage from headshots. So no longer will it take, 7 headshots from a gun before you down them. Then they'll stand back up. You'll hit them 2 or 3 more times with a headshot. They'll get downed again. But I guess they'll still be really, really tanky when it comes to body shots. But when it comes to headshots, they are going to drop. All right, guys. Now they also lowered the amount of influence you get as the difficulty increases. So no more where you got more influence in like Nightmare Zone, less in Standard Zone. It's the opposite now. So it's as you go up higher in difficulty, you actually get less influence. And this will be a good change because I know a lot of you guys who do play Nightmare Zone, you probably notice how it's really easy to overcap on influence and you're just constantly at 999 influence and nothing to spend it on. Kind of made the game a lot easier because you were always able to go buy really good guns from traders. There was never like an influence management that was ever necessary because you would just kill so many freaks and plague hearts, you would automatically cap out. So I think this is going to be a really good change that they're adding, and on top of that, it's going to make Nightmare Zone harder. So this is another difficulty change that is going to make the baseline Nightmare Zone a little bit harder. Next, they have increased the amount of plague hearts in Dread Zone. I actually seen this for the first time myself playing Dread Zone the other day. I've never played Dread Zone before, but come to find out, guys, Dread Zone only has 7 plague hearts. It actually has less plague hearts than the Standard Zone. Um, I I thought it was ridiculous. I thought maybe it was a bug or just a map, but no, come to find out, they really only have 7 plague hearts. So they now bumped it up, so now it's going to be more in between the Standard Zone and the Nightmare Zone, right? I believe Standard Zone has like 10 to 11, so you could probably expect anywhere from like 13 to 15 or so for Dread Zone, and you know 19 to 20 or whatever for Nightmare Zone. And another small change they made is the Blood Plague Juggernauts will now continue to spawn after you kill all the Plague Hearts in Nightmare Zone. I thought that was actually intended. when you killed the blood plague. I thought that was, you know, an intended fix, but I guess in the or an intended system, but in the lower difficulty dread zone, when you cleared all the plague hearts, I guess the Juggernaut still stayed on the map. This was a nightmare zone only bug. So yeah, that will now have a way to still get plague samples even after you kill all of the or all the plague hearts on the map. They have also made plague heart loot even across all the difficulties. So no more Nightmare Zone being the only difficulty that had like, you know, white phosphorus and really good guns and stuff like that. You can never really get that type of stuff in the lower difficulties, but no longer is that the case. Now in all the difficulties, green zone, standard zone, you can get all of the same loot in the plague hearts. And you can also now still use instant actions in facilities when upgrading and using things that have long timers, such as, you know, breaking down weapon remains takes, you know, 5 minutes or so. Back when you would do that, it would lock you out of that facility and you weren't able to access it for anything. You couldn't do anything. But no longer is that the case. Now, when you do something that has a long action like upgrading the facility or crafting ammo or something like out of a workshop, now you can still go in and craft bolts, you can still craft molotovs and things like that. They made it so you can still utilize the facility basic actions, even though you are upgrading it or doing something that takes a long time. The only thing they said you can't do is do multiple things that have a duration. All right, and then there's a couple of small fixes that they threw in. I'll just quickly go over those. They fixed some of the mission trackers. So now, if you are on a mission but you stop and pick up a ambient mission, I guess now what it will do is it'll swap to the most current mission. So if you pick up an ambient mission, your mission tracker on the map will switch to that one, and then when you finish that mission, it will automatically switch back to the mission you were on prior. They also fix the random map choice. So when you go to pick a random map, no longer will you get put back in the same map you just left. Um, but it is still possible. They didn't say it wasn't, so I'm pretty sure it's still possible for you to bounce back and forth between maps. So you can literally hit random, you know, leave Drucker, go to Cascade, leave Cascade, go back to Drucker, and so on and so forth. So that I guess is still a possibility, but at least now you won't get dropped into the same map over and over again. And another thing they fixed was for the long mission arcs, such as like the mechanics or the doctors or the cannibals. When you would be locked into those mission arcs, what it was doing, I guess, was it was causing it so you couldn't do anything with other enclaves, like recruitment wise. So they fixed it now to where you can still, even when you're locked into one of those longer arcs, you can still access missions to progress with other enclaves. And the last little tip or update that they have in here is no more smashing doors, guys, when you're running past them. Know I have had this. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have run into the same thing plenty of times yourselves. So no longer is that a thing. They made it so now you can run past them without getting magnet like black holes sucked through the door. So I think this is pretty good. Going to be a really good update, guys. It's going to be really big in combination with the difficulty sliders, the open range pack, and all these small tweaks. It's definitely a lot coming into the game. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I'm really looking forward to this update. They didn't tell us when it's coming out. I suspect, hope maybe by the end of the week, guys. If not, maybe sometime next week we should see it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.